In a matter of moments, you can speak with a friend on the other side of the world face to face. You can deposit a check without leaving your couch. But the amazing technology we live with every day has a dark side, and it leaves you vulnerable.
Tonight in part one of a two-part series that can be seen only on NBC5 News, Matt Jordan explores the world of scammers and the tools they use to trick you.
You hear about them all the time, a laundry list of different scams aimed at guilting you, scaring you, or even romancing you into sending money to a stranger. Sometimes the only defense against scammers is awareness, and even then they're finding creative new ways to make you a victim.
He seemed to be on the level.
Lawrence Cooper knows all too well what lengths a scam artist will go to.
You might want to get a little bit more evidence that they own the property or that they are who they say they are.
After leaving the Army, Cooper was looking for a job, and he found one as a personal assistant that seemed to be a good fit.
Contacted the man. He responded back and gave me a rundown of what the job was supposed to be.
After finding a new office,
Here's the office space I decided to set them up with.
And completing a few more tasks for his new boss, Cooper was paid
$13,700.
6 months payment in advance. Cooper was ecstatic. His new position was already paying off big time.
I celebrated. I spent $100 that I didn't have because I got this check and then deposited the check and pulled $100 out of it.
But as with most things that seemed too good to be true,
After 5 days, the check hadn't cleared, and I started asking what was going on. The bank manager then brought me over and explained that there's something funky about the check.
the check was a fraud. Luckily, when Cooper found out the truth,
He then started sending me harassing emails.
he was only out $100 and a few weeks of his time.
Well, I was quite sure he was trying to get the bank to clear the money or for me to wire money I had to these individuals, which I'm assuming are his partners, or actually is him and he was using a fake email address.
When the public becomes more aware of the scams that are out there, the scammers themselves have to get more creative. And when that happens, not even the sheriff's department is safe.
They were actually impersonating me. They were calling to say they're Captain Sickler of the sheriff's office.
Jackson County Sheriff's Captain Nathan Sickler says scammers have been using his name to frighten people into paying up to avoid jail time.
We did have one individual that fell victim to this last year, at the end of the year, and ended up losing, I want to say it was right around $1,500.
So he called the scammers back and he got a glimpse into their world.
Basically, that's how they lived. I mean, they scam people for a living. That's how they paid their bills, and that's how they, as he described it, that's how they ate.
Even so, it was impossible to find the scammers who Captain Sickler says may very well be overseas. So the sheriff's office used the only weapon they had.
In this case, awareness is going to be our best defense against people who try to take advantage of others.
Awareness that makes the difference between staying secure and losing everything.
The bank would have locked my money, I wouldn't have been able to pay my rent, and I'd probably be homeless or camping on a friend's couch right now.
These scams have gotten so out of control that even Oregon's Attorney General has been the target of scammers. And coming up in part 2 of our investigation into scams sweeping Southern Oregon and Northern California, what scams do you need to look out for, why the elderly are especially vulnerable, and what's being done to keep you and your money safe. In studio, Matt Jordan, NBC5 News.